Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is Sunday and I have a story time video for you guys. My head's pounding, sorry. So I wanted to tell you guys about my emergency room experience. And it still hurts. Last night, and I still have my emergency band, but last night about, I don't know, it was like 1:30 or 2 in the morning. I woke up because I felt something like crawling on me, like crawling near my ear. You know how like flies, like sometimes when you're sleeping and like a fly will come and like they lay on you or they like touch you and you feel it and you just kind of like swat it away because you feel like the fly on me. So I felt a bug on me, right? And I was sleeping like towards my husband, so my husband sleeps on this side of me, and I was sleeping like that towards him, and I felt something like, I had my hair up in a bun, I think. I felt something near my ear and I like swatted, and like I just like swatted because I felt something like crawling on me, and it like kind of freaked me out. So I swatted and then I kind of woke up. I got startled or whatever, and I woke up, and then I like tried to lay back down, and I could feel something like crawling. I could hear like, you know, when like a bee flies towards, like flies really close to your ear, or like a flying bug or whatever, you could like hear it, like the wings and stuff. So I could hear it, and I swatted, and I like jumped out of bed, and I like started, because I thought it was in my hair. So I went and I swatted, and then I took my hair out of my bun, and I just started shaking my hair because I thought it was stuck in my hair. So I was like, what the fuck? Excuse my language. I was like, what the hell? Like get out. And this is at, like I saying this like 1 or 2 in the morning, and I'm like shaking my hair out, right? So I go and I laid back down, and now I'm like freaking out because I could still like you know, just like bugs and insects and stuff just creep the hell out of me. So I lay down and I grab a pillow, and I don't know if the bug was on the pillow or if it was already, if when I swatted it out of my, you know, out of my whatever hair and my ear area, if I did it, or I don't know how it happened, but the bug was in my ear. So, and I didn't know this, I knew there was a bug around my ear, I just didn't know that it was in my ear. So at this point I'm like, just thinking about it freaks me the hell out. So at this point I think it's crawling like around my ear. So I grab a pillow, like there's a pillow here, and I'm laying down just because I didn't want anything to get in my ear. So I lay down next to my husband again, and I grab the pillow and I put the pillow next to my ear like that, and I lay down just because I was like, well, if this fucking bug's still flying around here or still around here, I don't want it to get into my ear. So I lay back down, I put the pillow over my ear, and I hear the bug inside my ear. Oh my god, I freaked the hell out. Like, y'all don't even know. I jumped out of bed, and I like leaned my ear sideways, and I started pulling on my ear, like swatting it, and like trying to get whatever the hell was in there out. And I like smacked my husband, and I like woke him up out of his sleep. He's like, what's wrong, what's going on? And I'm like, there's something in my fucking ear, there's something in my ear. And then he's like he's half asleep, and my husband's really like nonchalant, like he really like laid back and quiet and stuff. So he's like, well, get it out. And I'm like, there's something in my ear. Like at this point I'm like kind of hyperventilating, and like it's just freaking me the hell out, right? So I'm like, get it out, and then he grabs his phone. He grabs his phone. He's like, come here. I'm like, no, you come here. Like, I'm on my side of the bed now. He's on his. So he grabs his cell phone, like, turn the flashlight on, and then I'm like, no, he gets out of bed first. He goes, turns on the light, because the light's on my side of the room, and I'm like on the edge of my bed freaking out. And
he turns his flashlight on. He's like, come here. I'm like, no, you come on this side because my twinsies are on this side. So hurry, come get it out of my ear. And then this guy, yeah, I'm like freaking out. But this ninja goes and grabs a Q-tip, right? A Q-tip. What the hell am I gonna do with a Q-tip? What the hell am I gonna do with a Q-tip? You tell me, because I sure as hell didn't know. So this guy grabs me a Q-tip, and he's like, here. I'm like, what the? I'm not gonna stick it in my ear. All that's gonna do is stick the bug further into my ear. Like, it's not happening. Like, no. Like get the tweezers, get the shit out of my ear.
So, as many of you guys know, my mom moved in with me, like, probably about 2 months ago now.
And I'm like, call my mom, call my mom. So he goes and he knocks on my mom's door. At this point, I'm like bawling, like crying my ass off. Like, I'm just in tears. I'm uncontrollable. Like, I'm just crying. I'm holding my ear. I'm like shaking it out. Like I'm freaking out, pretty much. So he goes and he knocks on my mom's door. And he can't get her to wake up. So he comes back, like, oh, well, she's not answering the door. And I get so mad. I'm like, well, knock fucking harder. Like, wake her up. Bring her in here. So he leaves out the room again. My mom's room is at the end of the hall. So he goes, and I hear him knocking on the door, but I'm still, like, crying. At this point, I'm, like, in tears. I cannot control myself. I'm just, like, bawling. And then she comes, and she's like, what's going on? And now I'm crying. And
my mom, like, now thinking about it, it, like, makes me laugh. But, y'all, I was, like, shit scared. Like, I was terrified, okay? My mom comes, and I'm like, there's something in my ear. There's something in my ear. Oh, there's something in my ear. I'm not saying that I said ow in the story, but my ears like still hurts. I think just because I pulled it so much last night and I just kept messing with it because I just was freaking out trying to get whatever the hell was in there out. So my mom's like, this happened to your aunt before, I guess, like, I don't know if it was back in Mexico or whatever, or here. She goes, I don't know if like a bug or a roach or something crawled into her ear. And then so she's like, you have to go, and she goes, put water in it, and then to try to drain out your ear to see if it'll come out.
So I go, so I'm like bawling, and at this point I'm like, now I'm like walking back and forth bawling, and she's like, just go to the restroom and try to, so I go into the restroom, she goes, try to drain it out. So I go into the restroom, and I'm walking like crying in tears, like the ugliest face you'll ever see on this planet, and my stepdad's on the hall, like standing up at his door, because he's like, well, what the hell's going on? So he's standing there, and I like run past him into the restroom, and I'm still like bawling, because I could feel it moving, and my mom tells him, oh, something went into her ear. She has a bug in her ear. She has something in her ear. And my mom, she, like, freaks out just as much as I do, okay? My mom's just, like, I guess you could say overdramatic person as much as me. She's a little bit more than me. So, she's, like, she's freaking out. And my husband kept trying to help me, and I was just so pissed. Like, I did not want him to touch me. I did not want him to, like, be anywhere near me just because he kept telling me to use a Q-tip. And I was like, no, get the hell away from me. And so, you know, you always run to mom. So I ran home, like, to the restroom, and I put water in it, and that just made it worse, because when I put water in my ear, I, like, drained it back, and I drained it back out, and when I swished it in my ear, I felt the fucking bug moving, like, legit moving inside of my ear, like, oh my god, like, that was just horrible, like, the most horrible experience of my life. I've never experienced anything worse than that. Like, that was just so disgusting. It was, I just remember just crying and crying, like, I was crying so much that I started almost trying to, like, feeling like I was gonna pass out and puke at the same time. That's how bad I was crying. So, it was just all bad. All bad. And that made it just, like I said, that made it worse. I could feel it now, and I could hear it moving, and I just thinking back, it just, oh my god. So now at this point, my mom calls 911, or she calls the emergency number, or something. She calls somebody, and she tells them my daughter has something in her ear, and she feels it, and now at this point, my ear starts to hurt. And she's like, it's causing her pain, and then she's like, what do I do? And then I guess I told her to take her to the emergency room.
Just take her to the emergency, hurry up, take her to the emergency. So at this point, I'm crying. And my mom's like, go put some pants, because I was wearing my PJs. I was wearing what I'm wearing right now. Go put your hands on, put your shoes on, let's go. So my mom's getting dressed, I'm getting dressed, and then I could feel it, like, still moving in my ear, and my husband's, like, just standing there, and it just pisses me off even more, so I start yelling at him even more. We get to the emergency room. In the emergency room, like, we went in, I was still bawling, like, they let me go in front of the people that were in line because I was in so much pain, well, what I thought was pain, but the pain didn't kick in until after the bug came out. Okay, well, let me get there. So now we're in the emergency room, I get in line, it's like, I don't know if it was like 2:30 to, I don't know, it's really early in the morning. So we get to the emergency room, and we're there, and I get into the line, they sign me up, they fill out the paperwork, and then she's like, okay, go in here. So they went in there, they took my blood pressure. They couldn't take my blood pressure because I was freaking out so much that I kept moving, and the machine kept restarting and kept restarting. So the nurse
was like, just try to calm down, and if not, it's gonna keep reading your blood pressure. So I try to like calm myself down, but my heart was just beating so fast. And then she's like, well, you'll be next. They're gonna call you next. Because the lady sitting next to the one that, I guess a nurse sitting next to the one that took my blood pressure, she's like, do you want me to put the thing in here so I could drain it? And then she's like, no, she'll be next. They'll see her next. And my thing was like, why the frick didn't you just put it in my ear? If you have something to get the shit out of my ear, why are you gonna wait until I get seen by a doctor to get that shit out of my ear? Like, that makes no fucking sense. So she's like, just have a seat and they'll see you as soon as possible. So I'm sitting there, freaking out in a chair, and then like at this point, whatever the frick was in my ear was like, I still didn't know what it was, but whatever was in my ear had stopped moving, so I couldn't feel it moving anymore. So I remember sitting there, and my mom sat right next to me. She had my purse, she filled out my paperwork, and I was sitting there, and I just remember like, oh, what was that? I remember just like rocking back and forth because I was just like trying to focus and not freak out in the waiting room. That was got into his kennel by himself. But anyways, I just remember trying to like calm myself down. So I go and at this point, I'm like, wait, it's probably been like 5 minutes and they still haven't called me. And I'm sitting there still rocking back and forth, and then all of a sudden I feel whatever the freak is in my ear start moving again. And I start to like get a little bit anxious, and I start to cry again, and then I have to like, I jump out of the seat because I can't even sit straight because I'm just like freaking out because I could hear it. And like at this point in my mind, I'm dying. Like this thing is gonna like, whatever the hell it is, it's gonna like get into my brain and it's gonna eat my brain, and I'm like, I'm dead. That's it. So I'm sitting there and I'm like walking back and forth, pacing back and forth inside the waiting room, and then I sit back down and I'm holding my head. Like at this point, I feel like my face is so swollen because I've been crying and I like just been grabbing my head in my ear for so long that I'm just like, I'm like this in a fitted room, like this, and just rocking back and forth. So my ear comes down a little bit, and probably another 5 minutes pass by, and I'm like looking. God, don't get me started on this emergency room. Okay, we get there. There's probably like 15, less than 15 people waiting in the waiting room, which isn't too bad for an emergency room. But all these bitches, nurses, whatever the hell they were, assistants, I don't know what the hell they were. They're just sitting there, and then there's these two, a guy and a girl, just walking back and forth. So I'm like, that just makes it even worse, because now not only am I freaking out because I have something in my freaking ear, but I'm pissed because nobody's freaking calling me. Like, there's all these people doing absolutely nothing, and you guys can't call me to check my fucking ear. Like, are you serious? So I was pissed, but I'm still focusing on my pain. So I hop out of the chair, and like, I felt like I was gonna puke, so I told my mom, I'm just gonna go to the restroom because I think I'm gonna throw up. So I go into the restroom, and
Okay, sorry about that. But, yeah.
So at this point, I'm in the restroom, holding onto the bars, crying my ass off. I'm just sitting there, like, in tears. And I'm standing there over the toilet, holding onto the two, like, handicap bars, with my ear tilted over the toilet, just, like, wanting it, like, pulling on my ear, wanting it to come out, just come out, please, just come out, and, like, praying and asking God to make it crawl out, like, I could feel it moving, and I was just, like, the whole time, I'm just, like, breathing, trying to breathe, because I felt like I was gonna pass out from crying so much.
And they still hadn't called me. I was probably in the restroom, a good 10 minutes before, and they never called me. Freaking out. So my mom was outside.
So, like, I could feel it. Like, I could feel whatever the frick it was, just crawling, and, like, oh my God, that was, like, the most horrible thing in the world. So, I'm laying there. I'm not laying there. I'm standing there with my head tilted. And then a little, oh my God, it just freaks me out thinking about it. After a good couple of minutes of, like, crying and shit, I finally feel it like it's crawling out of my ear. So, I am freaking out, asking God, just come on, just hurry up, just come out. And in the back of my mind you, I still haven't been called in the back or to be checked by anybody. But the whole ride to the emergency room, the whole time I was sitting there, when I was filling out papers, when I was in the restaurant crying, like, the whole time I was thinking, I know many of you guys, I don't know if any of you guys know, but I mentioned that back in February, I ended up in an emergency room because I had a kidney infection. And I'm still dealing with that paperwork and trying to pay for that stuff, having my insurance cover it. So my insurance actually doesn't kick in until the 1st. We already got the paperwork saying that it's going to be reinstated and it starts on the 1st. So the whole time I'm there, like, freaking out, crying, and in pain, I'm thinking, oh my God, this is gonna be like another $5,000, like, freaking bill. Like, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, in pain, I'm crying, I'm like, I can't believe this. It's 2 days till the 1st. 2 freaking days till the 1st. And again, I'm in the emergency room. Again, I'm gonna have to end up paying a couple of $1,000s for this fucking issue. Like, are you serious? Like, why? Like, why is this happening to me? So I'm like, all this is running through my head. And then, not only that, but then I was also thinking, I can't believe how stupid is it. I'm in the emergency room because something is in my fucking ear. Like, that's the type of shit you see on TV. Like, where do they do that at? Like, where does that happen? Like, I've never, ever thought that would happen to me in real life. Because I know I've seen, like, episodes of, like, kids, shit goes into their ear, they put stuff in their nose and stuff like that. I'm like, who does that? Like, where does that happen? Like, how? Why? Me? Like, it made no sense. So I'm thinking of all these things. Plus, it's fucking bugs in my ear. So, I'm like, again, I'm like on that pole. I go down, I go up. I'm like shaking my head over the toilet. I just want the shit to come out. And I feel it start moving, and I can feel it crawling up my ear tunnel, like out. So I'm like, okay, God, please just let it come out. And then I'm like freaking out because I can feel the movement. And I'm still crying. I'm crying so loud now that everybody in the waiting room can hear me. And there's people that come into the restroom, but they don't tell me anything. Just people in the waiting room can hear me because I'm that loud. So, like, I feel like getting closer to coming out. So I'm like standing over the toilet, like, just come out, just come out. And then I feel like something out on the rim, like the very, very, I don't know what this is called, but like the little rim of my ear, I feel it there, and I start shaking my ear because I can feel it. I'm like, just fall, just get out. And I'm like pulling my ear for it to come out, and it falls into the toilets.
Y'all. Guess what it was? Guess what it fucking was? It was one of those itty bitty tiny baby roaches. It was a fucking baby roach in my ear. A baby roach. A baby fucking roach. What the fuck is a baby fucking roach doing on my head? What is it doing on my bed? Like, how? Where did it come from? Like, I don't understand. What the fuck? So I feel like I'm out and like my life just, sprightens up like 110%. And at this point, my mom's like banging on the restroom door because she's like, "Are you okay?" Because like I told you guys, I'm super loud. So she's banging on the restroom door. And she's like, "Just come out here. You have to sit down. You have to relax. Just come out here." And then I opened the door for her. And then I'm like, it came out. It was a roach. And I'm like freaking out still. And she's like, "Are you sure it came out?" And I was like, "Yeah, it came out." So now I'm like going like this to my ear, because before I would go like this, like cuff it, and I could hear it moving. And so I kept cuffing my ear just to make sure there was nothing else in there. And I couldn't hear anything at this point. I couldn't like feel anything. I would like mess with my ear and I couldn't feel anything. I just felt the pain from me yanking on it so much. So I'm like, at this point it's out of my ear and I'm still crying. And then my mom was like, "Well, what was it?" And I told her, and she's like, "Oh my God, how did that happen? Like, where did it come from or whatever?" And it was a mess. So after that, I get out of the restroom.
And then she's like, "Well, what do you want to do? Do you still want to wait to get seen?" I go, "Not really, because my insurance doesn't kick in." And now I'm like laughing because it's stupid. It's just the stupidest thing in the world. So I'm like laughing at this point, and I go, "No, I want to go home. I just want to go home." And then, so I go to the front and I tell the lady, I go, "The thing already came out of my ear." She's like, "Well, do you have it?" I go, "No, it fell into the toilet." And then, she's like, "Well, you can just tell them to check your ear real quick and then you can just go home." And I was like, okay. So I go into the back, like, cause there's like this little fake wall covering the other side. So I go back there and I tell the lady, I go, "Well, she just sent me back here. There was something in my ear, but it already came out and it fell down the toilet. And I just want to know if you guys can check it, like, just check it real quick, just to make sure nothing's in there." And then she's like, "Well, we usually don't do that." Okay. She's like, "But I'll ask." I go, "Just wait." She's like, "Just wait right here." I go, "Okay." So I'm waiting there. I'm still like this with my ear because now it still hurts from yanking it and just feeling like I was going to die earlier. So I'm standing there and then she's like, "Well, what's your name?" And I told her and I showed her my band. I was like, "My name's Marlena." And she's like, "Oh, yeah, see, we usually don't do that. We usually wait for you to get called." And then she read and she's like, "Oh, your name is so-and-so." And then I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Yeah, we wait for you guys to be called." So she waited. She's like, "But I'm going to ask." Okay. At this point, this lady was already giving me an attitude. So I was standing there, and then she's like, "Oh, just go wait in the waiting room. We'll call you when it's your turn." And she hasn't even asked at this point.
So we go and we just stand on the other side of the door. Probably not even 2 minutes go by. And then she gets out of that room. She goes and she grabs a clipboard and she goes into the waiting room. And she
starts yelling my name. And I look at her and I look at my mom. My mom, like, when she walked out towards the clipboards to go call my name, my mom's just, like, looking at me like, this bitch, like, she just fucking see me. So now I'm getting mad. Because, and then my mom's like, "Oh, she's right here." And then the lady looked at me and she says, "Oh." I'm like, "Bitch, you just asked me my fucking name. Are you serious right now?" And then she calls me and she takes me to the room and she sits me down in that empty room where I was before, where she told me to get out of. So I'm just like livid. I'm pissed. I'm annoyed. It's now like 3:30 in the morning, 4 in the morning. I don't even know what time it is. And all I want is for them to check my freaking ear. That's it. So we go into the room and we're waiting there and we're waiting there and we're waiting there, and there is like 3 people standing, 3 doctors, 3 nurses, I don't know what they were, standing outside of my room doing absolutely nothing. Not a damn thing. So I'm waiting there, pissed, and I was like, they're gonna end up charging me like $3,000 just to check my freaking ear. Like, no, it's not happening. So we were there for a little bit. I was getting annoyed, and I finally told my mom, I was like, man, let's just go, because I'm not gonna pay $3,000 for them to tell me nothing's in there. I seen it come out. And mom's like, are you sure? I go, yeah, honestly, my head just hurts, and now my ear hurts. I go, but other than that, it's fine. So she was like, okay, if you're ready to go, let's go. So we waited a little bit more just to see if they would come, and nothing, they didn't come. They were still standing outside of the room doing absolutely nothing. So I was just like, man, fuck this. So I got up, and me and my mom just walked out.
The lady, I was just getting aggravated to the point where I felt like I wanted to slap her with her own clipboard. So yeah, I just didn't want to be there anymore. So I ended up coming home. My mom gave me some medicine, and it took me a while to fall back to sleep, but it finally knocked me out. This morning, I woke up with a headache. Not even this morning. I woke up probably like, I don't know, at noon, 11:30, around there. Because I didn't fall back to sleep till almost 6 in the morning last night or this morning. So this morning I woke up just with a headache. So my ear doesn't hurt that much, but I feel like I have water in it now because of when I put the water in my ear to try to like get it out. Like I still feel like the swishing of water ever so like often. But yeah, that's my ER experience. That's my adventure of last night or this morning. It's like the worst thing in the world. I never thought it would happen to me, but it did. And I just thought I'd share it with you guys because now it just seems kind of funny and stupid at the same time. And yeah. So have you guys ever experienced this? Have you guys ever like had something like go in your ear or anywhere in your body that it's not supposed to be? It was just a crazy night. God. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little story time. It ended up being very, very long, so I'll try to cut it and speed it up some. I will have another video coming up later talking about the Snapchat challenge, but I just wanted to share this story with you guys first. I hope you guys have a great day. I'm gonna try to rest, probably go eat something, and yeah, that's it. I'm tired still, and my ear still hurts. But yeah, that's what's happening. That's what I'm doing. I hope you guys have a blessed day. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.